episode 5. This is for the week of April 20th, 2020. We are going to start with the next title. That title is Sword of Benevolence. Sword of Benevolence is a semi-isekai story, I think. Just from the way that it's based on how it starts. Narrator voice. Killed on the eve of a video game's Ultimate Championship final, Boogie passed out and woke up on a new day. A new day? 2 years ago, right before the game was officially released, memories of the past 2 years, predictions for the next 2 years, who relived it all shall rule it all. This is a title that's on Manga Tune. It's the reason why I say it's kind of an isekai in the sense is that they are in a semi isekai is because they are in another world, but it's a video game world. However, he does die, as it says killed on the eve of the video game's Ultimate Championship. But after death, he reincarnates 2 years in the past. And so then he's currently now grinding for top ranks, all the gear, building his subclass before people even know there was a subclass to come. He's just getting really, really broken. And there's a lot of factions that are working now to try to team up to try to beat him. So it's a really good read. So that's the first title we're recommending for the week of April 20th, 2020. Next on the list, we are doing Comics Heaven Defying Sword. Heaven Defying Sword is a pretty good read. Again, I apologize. A lot of stuff I do is martial arts. So if martial arts isn't your thing, then these next few titles won't be really popping with you. But I enjoy them. They're really good, really fun. And I'm interested in them. And I'm hoping some other people will get interested in them. So starting out right now. Oh wow. Look at that. Right now, if you don't already have the Wii Comics app, it currently says right now, limited time free, they're Heaven Defying Sword. So if you want to read this while it's up for free, you don't got to worry about getting points every day for logging in and doing the check-in request and all that, then that's would be the good time to do it. It says it's updated every Sunday. But without further ado, narrator voice. To defeat his uncle who destroyed his family, the teenager Xuan Tian embarked on a martial arts training journey to hone his sword techniques. From a teenager who knew nothing to a sword god of his generation, those he once saw as strong are now mere specks of dust to him. With one finger, I obliterate all. With my sword, I defy the heavens. Heaven Defying Sword, as you can see, it's a from weakest to strongest type situation. Again, martial arts involved. I believe he does get reincarnated, if I'm not mistaken, in this situation. So he something happens to him when he was older, and then he gets back into the body with all the knowledge he knows from the future, and so he uses that to get stronger and beat everybody. Next title we're doing for April 20th, 2020. This is from the 2Mix app. And that is Springtime for Blossom. So this one is not a martial arts. It's not an isekai. This is actually a slice of life title. This is on 2Mix. If you don't have the app or don't have an account on the website, I'll go ahead and register for that right now. And then you can read whatever titles you find that you might like, or whatever titles strike your fancy. But this is what I'm recommending. This title, I don't know if you've ever watched or read Initial D or seen Initial D, but the beginning part of it made me kind of have some nostalgia feel. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can keep reading this, but I did. I stuck it out. I actually finished it. It's let's see, it is 34 episodes long. I just finished it 3 months ago, but I enjoyed it. I actually liked it. It was like I said, it's a pretty good read. So without further ado, narrator voice. Blossom is the prettiest girl in school, and she wants to live at my house. Has springtime finally come for me at last? So it's spoken actually from the perspective of the main character in this story. One of the main character, the other main character, the male character in the storyline. It's pretty intense drama. As it says, it's a drama, school life title. It's but it's I enjoyed it. There was a lot of there's a lot of emotional attachment to the characters. It's written really well. Like its direction it goes in. Um, so with that, that is the third title for April 20th, 2020. Again, this is on 2Mix. Just as recap, the first title is uh Sword of Benevolence on Manga Tune. Next title is Heaven Defying Sword on Wii Comics. Third title is Springtime for Blossom on 2Mix. And then the fourth title from Webtoon. Sorry, actually, you know what? Let me go back to this part first. Is Room of Swords. Room of Swords is on Webtoon. And actually, there's quite a few chapters on here that have music. So when you read this one, you're going to want to make sure you have your headphones on. Like I said, if you haven't already downloaded this app either, I would strongly suggest it. The titles are awesome. Again, the music accompanying some of the chapters, and that's also awesome. It's a really intriguing add to it. And actually, the creator of this, Toonimated, follow him on Twitter. He actually animates some of his chapters too. So sometimes just not only is their music in the chapters, but there's also animated segments of the stories. Like certain action scenes will be animated. So like as you're reading through, sliding through this from a still to a still to a still, then bam, all of a sudden there's an animated section of the story along with accompanying music. So it's basically this person is building their own anime in the middle of the webtoon. So that's an awesome take on it right there. So without further ado though, let's get into that narration. So, narrator voice. The 34th time Geras wakes up in the world ruled by monsters, he still thinks it's his first. Little does he know, he's stuck in a loop until he can survive long enough to collect the treasured boss sword. But from the boss of the monsters and unlock the mythical room of swords before he dies again. Whoops, too late. Well, here's to lucky 35. Oh, so this title is again created by Toonimated. It's updated every Monday on the Webtoon app. It's a really great story. A lot of emotion in this title as well. It's got a sci-fi, but I would say sci-fi drama. And a lot of emotion in this one, man. Because then there's like the whole can I trust myself? Can I trust anybody? It's man, it's great. It's a really good read. And all honesty, you don't from where I'm at, I don't really know who we can really rely on other than God, maybe the person who ends up in a coma. So I'll leave it at that. So the last title that we're recommending for the week of April 20th, 2020 is the anime title that we're doing for this, and that is Strike the Blood. So Strike the Blood is a vampire story. Our main character is basically a descendant of like a powerful family. As you can see in a little bit of the narration here, it says he's the fourth progenitor. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's actually correct. However, he doesn't really have any ambition, but then he ends up getting drawn into this world anyway. And so now he's, got to handle things as they come his way. He ends up meeting this girl who's supposed to be I think she's a vampire slayer. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. But without further ado, let's get into that narration. So, narrator voice. The fourth progenitor is the most powerful vampire once thought to exist only in the world of legends. Yet when it appears in Japan, the government for some reason chooses an apprentice sword shaman, Yukina Himeragi, to observe and obliterate it. Bewildered by the disproportionate task and its specific details, Yukina arrives at the demon district of Itogami, Jima, to watch Akatsuki Kojo, and a student at a private high school on Itogami, Jima. Itogami is in the Jima is just island, but yeah. So as it reads right there, that's the whole thing. They get someone who's unqualified to observe and kill someone who's too strong for anyone to handle of that level. So basically, they're getting a rookie to defeat. Let's see what's another anime reference we could do here. They're getting Dragon Ball fans. They're getting Mr. Satan to fight Jiren. no, even more so, they're getting Hercule or Mr. Satan to fight Broly. So, oh my god, yeah, that's really it's pretty ridiculous. But it is it's a good watch. What I'll do is, you see, there's a preview video here. On Friday when we do the live stream, I'll play it. So we can all comment and deal with it at the same time. So those are your 5 titles for the week of April 2020. Again, just recapping, that is Strike the Blood, Springtime for Blossom, Sword of Benevolence, Heaven Defying Sword, and oh my god, I forgot the last one. It was Room of Swords. So let's recap that in a different order. So your 5 titles for the week of April 20th, 2020 are Strike the Blood, Heaven Defying Sword, Room of Swords, Sword of Benevolence, and Springtime for Blossom. With that, thank you for tuning in. Remember, as always, stay salty.